Hi there, I'm Alejandra. I am the grants manager at Otro Lado, and I'd like to start off by expressing how grateful we are to Equity Research Cooperative. Pardon the glare there with my glasses. But we just want to say thank you for believing in us and the work that we do. You know, your support has helped us provide numerous services and resources to so many people, and we're incredibly grateful for you. And so I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we've been able to do with your help this past year. In the last year, Al Otro Lado's Border Rights Project has been able to serve over 4,000 asylum seekers from 38 different countries, speaking 13 different languages across the San Diego-Tijuana region, in Mexico City, and throughout Mexico. As a response to the closed asylum access at U.S. ports of entry, we have had to expand our legal, humanitarian, health, and community support services. We've had to expand legal orientation and accompaniment due to the asylum shutdowns in the U.S. A lot of asylum seekers have had to remain in Mexico and figure out a way to access resources and survive. And so AOL expanded its legal orientation program into Mexico's Commission for Refugee Assistance System, known as COMAR, whose primary function is to process asylum claims and provide assistance to those who are recognized as refugees, including social services, education, and help with integration into the country. We've been able to provide interpretation support. That was a major need this past year. And we were able to partner with Respond to Crisis Translation to provide interpretation in 18 different languages for 127 different asylum seekers. And we also were able to hire a new staff attorney who's assisting non-Mexican nationals and helping them to halt deportations and help navigate the COMAR system and just kind of integrate, themselves into the country while they wait for their cases to be heard. We've also been able to provide support for survivors of gender-based violence. We provided accompaniment to Mexico's Centro de Justicia para la Mujer to obtain restraining orders, divorce filings, custody protections, and trauma-informed services. We've also been able to integrate a midwives collective into weekly clinics for prenatal and postnatal care. We've been able to help with acupuncture, health screenings, and navigation of Mexico's public healthcare system, which is not easy. All in all, we've helped about 464 migrant women through those programs. We've also been able to help enroll children and provide youth support so that they can go to school. We launched a campaign to enroll migrant children in school, addressing any bureaucratic and discriminatory barriers. We have successfully enrolled 74 migrant children, and we've been able to secure uniforms and school supplies for them. We even started El Club Al Otro Lado, or the club next door. It's an after-school academic support program, and right now we're currently serving 29 students. We've also been able to help our indigenous communities. Many indigenous migrants in Baja California lack birth certificates or social securities, leaving them undocumented in their own country. And AOL has been able to support and accompany families through civil registry process. We've been able to secure at least 30 new birth registrations with interpretation and government fee waivers. We facilitated a 6-part photography workshop for indigenous women, culminating in community exhibitions and income from print sales, which is pretty awesome. We've also been able to provide some help for our LGBTQ+ asylum seekers. We've served 86 LGBTQ+ asylum seekers with shelter connections, medical care, orientation, human rights complaints, and medication access. For example, HIV treatments and hormones. We've also conducted outreach at different shelters. We went to about 9 different shelters where we reached roughly around 131 people. And we anticipate all of these services increasing in need, especially in Mexico City, as arrivals, get there from people that are abandoning attempts to reach the US border. And so with that, in the next year, we have really had to take into consideration what we want to do and, where we want to focus our efforts. And we have identified, a need for additional support and resources in order to help us continue building, our progress. And so we want to scale our legal orientation and accompaniment for refugees in Mexico City and southern Mexico, especially for non-Spanish speakers and indigenous communities. We are aiming to expand our family preparedness and know your rights programs, especially for families facing gender-based violence and labor exploitation or deportations. And we want to formalize partnerships with health agencies, labor authorities, justice centers, and schools to strengthen service, coordination. We can't do it alone. And we've also want to advance our litigation and advocacy to reopen asylum access at the U.S. ports of entry and enforce refugee protection laws. So that's just a little bit about what we've been up to. But we just, again, want to say thank you. And just looking back at the grant process that we went through with EQRC, it was one of the simplest we've dealt with. We really appreciated being able to meet, even if it was virtually. We really liked meeting face to face with your staff. And so that was really helpful, and it made it a lot easier for us. And we are looking forward to, growing our partnership and collaboration with EQRC. In the meantime, if anyone is interested in staying up to date, seeing what we're up to, you can follow us on social media. Just search Otro Lado. Or if you just go to our website, you can scroll all the way down to the bottom and sign up for our monthly newsletter. But yeah, we look forward to continuing this partnership, and we are sincerely grateful. Thank you so much.